Good morning everyone and welcome to this special Cabinet meeting on Tuesday the 29th of August 2023, being broadcast live on YouTube. If I could ask all members to make sure their phones are on silent, and when speaking, if you can please put on the microphone nearest to you and introduce yourself when you speak. With that, we'll move straight on to the agenda. Item 1 is amendments to the charitable scheme for Brandon Colliery Miners Welfare Hall. If I could ask Amy Harhoff to present the report, please.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everybody. This report sets out the background to Brandon Colliery Miners Welfare Hall and the legal ownership status that exists for the building. The building has been held by the County Council under a charitable scheme since July 1998. This charitable scheme means that the Council acts in its capacity as trustees, and although the Council hold the building, it does not have a beneficial ownership and cannot sell or dispose of it. Brandon Community Association currently operate from the building without a written agreement, and as such, they do not have any security of tenure. Without security of tenure, the Community Association are unable to attract future capital investment, which would be important to the future of the building. The Community Association have been working with the Council to develop a sustainable business plan and have demonstrated that they are committed to the continuing occupation and management of the building in the best interests of the community. The restrictive nature of the existing charitable scheme means that in order for the Community Association to be granted security of tenure, the Council are required to apply to the Charity Commissioners to vary this scheme. Therefore, Cabinet, in its capacity as trustees of the Brandon Colliery Miners Welfare Halls, are asked to support the recommendations as set out in paragraph 10A of this report, which is that the delegated authority be given to the Corporate Director of Regeneration, Economy and Growth, Corporate Director of Resources and relevant portfolio holders to take such steps as may be necessary to ensure that Brandon Community Association receive a legal interest in Brandon Community Village Hall. Chair, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy, and apologies, I did miss out declarations of interest at the beginning. Does anyone have any declarations of interest to declare on this item before we move on to the proposer and seconder? Okay. Can I ask Councillor James Rowlandson to propose the report, please?
Thank you, Chair. Cabinet, as trustees of the Brandon Colliery Miners Welfare Hall, are required to act in the best overall interest for the building. The charitable scheme which the building is held under means that although the Council hold the building, they do not have beneficial ownership. This means that the Council are unable to sell or dispose of the building in any way. This includes the granting of a lease. The Brandon Community Association currently occupy and operate the building for the benefit of the community. Due to the nature of the charitable scheme, they do not, however, have any form of written agreement for this occupation. Without such an agreement, they do not have any security of tenure and are unable to attract future capital investment. In order to protect the long-term future of the building and its use by the community, it is considered that the most appropriate way forward is to approach the Charity Commissions to vary the existing arrangements to allow Brandon Community Association to be granted a legal interest in the hall. I move that the recommendations as set out in paragraph 10 of this report are agreed. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, James. Can I invite Councillor Mark Wilkes to second the report, please?
Thank you, Chair. Many years ago, when the Council decided to transfer community buildings or interests to community associations and local communities, there was some concern about viability. In actual fact, it's helped hugely to make these centres more viable and to build strong groups and committees, and these changes have allowed for them to secure more external funding, which the County Council can't secure. There are a small number of outstanding buildings where we're still working closely with committees and communities on options, and we're doing a really great job of working through these. And I really must applaud the work, frequently time-consuming, being done by our community buildings team and their perseverance. Historical leases, land ownership and other issues can really take time to deal with, and it cannot be overstated how much work has and continues to be done. One such building where we're working closely with the Community Association is Brandon Miners Welfare Hall, which has an excellent committee. And this particular report clearly sets out the legal position under the current charitable scheme for the hall and the fact that neither the council nor the current occupiers of the building have beneficial ownership of the building. Without addressing the current historical charitable scheme and complex arrangements regarding the legal interest in the building, it's difficult to understand how any funding can be secured to invest in the building and to ensure that it has a long-term sustainable future for the benefit of the community. This centre has been in the pipeline for providing more control to the committee for many years, and so I'm delighted that we're moving forward with a sustainable solution for the community of Brandon. With that, Chair, I second the report, formally move the recommendation as set out in paragraph 10 and look forward to continually working closely with local members and the Community Association for the benefit of the whole community in Brandon. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks, Mark. Does anyone else wish to speak to the report? Okay, can we all agree the report and the recommendation?
Agree.
Thank you. Right, item 3 is any other business. There hasn't been any other business notified, so therefore wish to confirm that this meeting is now closed and thank everyone who's taken the time to watch online.